Guys, wrapping up week 3 of practice this fall. How are things going overall?
I would say we're improving every day. The culture of win the day is actually starting to really go into effect each and every day, not worried about later on in the week or what happened yesterday. Just each day is a new day, new opportunity. And I think that we as a team, especially these last 3 days, have taken a big step forward each and every day. Coach has been pushing us a lot offensively. I can speak from pushing us, to move fast, keep the tempo up, and holding a lot of people accountable. So I would say it's going very well, and we're improving each and every day.
What specifically has it been about these last 3 days this week that you feel like it's been good for the team?
It's just been tempo. Coach Lundy says he wants to play AFAP as fast as possible, and we're playing, but we weren't practicing that. So they're stressing just being on us, and Coach Traylor really stresses creating a game environment, knowing that there's going to be a lot of agitation and a lot of stuff going on during the game. So his big deal is creating that type of environment in practice. So when he's getting into us, this week is really the week that we've really seen him as a head coach take over and get on, offense, defense, teams as a whole, and everyone has responded positively because, that's what we're going to get on game day. So that's really what's changed a lot.
Thanks.
Okay, Greg.
Myles, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I'm wondering, what has it been like from your perspective practicing with all the different safety protocols and precautions that have been in place?
I would say at first, I was, before it all happened, I was quite skeptical. I didn't know what was going to happen. I knew where I stood, and, I wanted to play, obviously. But getting the feeling of the team, a lot of players were uncertain, but we all came around with the help of Dan and Nick and our athletic training staff, as well as the weight room, strength conditioning. Those guys have put in countless hours, making sure everyone's got a mask, make sure we do our surveys every morning, being on top of us with these tests, and they're not playing. So, whether you might be just, sitting, in the hallway by yourself or something, got to have that mask on. And I think we've grown comfortable because this is the new norm with the mask and all those things. Just making sure social distancing, even in our team room with the chairs and the spaces and all that stuff. So they've definitely done a great job. And I believe that the staff has done a great job listening and taking medical advice from other people and making us safe.
Outside of practice, with classes starting back up and more people back on campus, how have you had to sort of change your routine to make this work, to keep the bubble that you guys are trying to form?
I would say, we've been doing it for a few weeks. Coach calls it our bubble. So, just kind of limiting your interaction with people who aren't part of the team, that all those people that are around us every day. I would say since school started, it hasn't really changed because a lot of those classes are online. I would say you have to change from a discipline standpoint of, being on those Zoom calls for your classes and stuff like that, making sure you're fully engaged because it's really all on you. The university has done a good job at, switching everything to online databases. But at the end of the day, it's really, up to us as players to social distance ourselves from people who aren't in our bubble and to limit our interactions with other individuals.
Are all of your classes online, or is there anything you have to be in person for?
No, all of my classes are online. I believe there's only a handful of in-person classes.
Right. So do you feel safe overall with the prospect of going through a season, or how do you kind of rate the outlook for the months ahead?
I do feel safe. Obviously I can't speak for, other teams, with people getting tested and all that, if they're going to be, true and, upfront about those results and stuff like that. But I know that, our staff have definitely put us in a positive position and keeping us safe and doing all the protocols, to be honest. And, if unfortunately, if someone tests positive, you gotta quarantine for those 10 days. And they're not playing any games about that. So I definitely feel safe. And I think that we've gotten in the rhythm of that, what it's going to look like and, how it could be next man up. And I think that the team is really buying into that and knowing that, you might be a 3, but you got to pay attention, obviously, because you don't know what can happen on game week. So I believe we all feel safe and feel a lot better, about these protocols because we've been doing it for a while and they've been stressing a lot of things to us.
On a different note, there's been a lot of conversation in the sports world the last couple of days about the shooting of Jacob Blake and the response to that at the college and pro level. I know when everything with George Floyd was unfolding, you were very vocal about that. What has sort of the conversation within the team been like this week regarding those kind of issues?
Well, it kind of just happened. We were, I guess, obviously, we were quite surprised the stance that the NBA took, and it definitely changed a lot of things, perspective wise. Just how as an athlete we can use our platforms, and that's why I think it's very important that we play. As college athletes, the whole "we want to play" movement. Because without that, we don't have a platform. Obviously, we can't use our platform at practice. But if we're playing and we set what our team is about and what we stand for. Definitely being a very diverse team, obviously, and being in the city of San Antonio, very multicultural city. We've grown close as a team, and I've never really talked to other people about these type of situations because, being an African-American male, I do live in these times, and these are realities of me, when I get pulled over, keep your hands on the wheel, those sudden movements. There's certain things that you have to worry about being an African-American, definitely out here, and a young African-American, out here. So I would say, it hasn't changed anything for me. I think, my two main points when the George Floyd incidents was education and keeping it relevant. And, unfortunately with this situation, it is more relevant again, obviously. And so, I haven't really changed on that. And I'm still trying each and every day to educate and keep relevance on that as well. And not trying to shut out people who might have a difference of opinion, but, trying to educate them on those subjects.
You mentioned kind of keeping your platform and using your platform, but did you guys ever discuss whether it might be right to sit out of practice or whether that might be something you guys want to do?
We never discussed it, obviously. And I think it's because I think we leave those kind of up to those, those guys who have a bigger platform, who kind of, I guess, with the NBA and those major sports, NBA, MLB, WNBA, who stood out or who sat out as well. They definitely get that focus, that attention, and they can bring those social injustices to light, throughout the country. Now, for us, as an organization, we kind of wouldn't have that effect if we were to sit out, obviously. Now, if Coach Traylor felt the temperament of the team, and if we felt like, we were kind of distracted and we couldn't compete and, go out there and perform the best of our ability, he definitely would have, he would have felt that. We would have let them know, especially, some of the guys, leadership on this team, we would have let them know. Because, we're a player-led team, actually, this year. We talk about it a lot, but actually being about it this year is the big thing. So with being that player-led team, we definitely didn't, that wasn't the atmosphere of the team. And they felt like, we weren't surprised, obviously, of these situations, going on, but we got to fight through it. And Coach Traylor says, life is kind of like kind of like a railroad. You got both ways going, and you got the positive side and you got the bad side. And the individual that can succeed through all of that, and stay true to who they are through all that will succeed in life. So, we definitely, want to do that, and that's kind of what we're going at on that.
Got it. Thanks, Myles.